Hi guys, my name is Bonsai Danilo and you're welcome to another edition of Danilo Reacts. Today we are talking to a couple of medical students who share to us their journey throughout medical school, how they got into medical school, how they survived the clinical and pre-clinical years. We all know that medical school is very challenging, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Cameroon. If you're someone who wishes to get into medical school or you are already in medical school, this video is a must watch for you. What is your name and what is your level?
Angels.
I'm Eno Martin. B.
I'm folklore.
Okay, my name is Kili Leon.
Okay, I'm Ivan Jose Wanyu, and I would say I'm transitioning from 6 years to 7 years.
Barbara Yonda, and I'm a 7th year medical student in the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Wales.
How did you get into medical school?
In 2016, after my GCE levels, I got the medical concour and passed.
I attended preparatory classes after my A-levels and wrote a book. I attended MIA for preparatory intelligentsia at school in Birmingham.
How was the preparatory classes journey for you?
They were good. Right from that level, I learned quite a lot, which has been helpful up to this moment. And I would say the preparation was very effective because we used to have continuous assessments every Saturday, and that was able to evaluate us to see our level and the progress we have been making so far. And I think from that we're able to work better preparation for the conference.
Yes, my parents they registered me to a preparatory course through the intelligentsia Mofopec and ASPI institution. Well, it was good because I was freshly coming from opposite and most of the materials we encountered were things that we know. So it was good.
When you finally got into medical school, was it everything you imagined it to be?
It's not really what you think.
Of course, no. Of course, no.
Just go into it for the utopian, let's say, view of it. Everybody wanted to be a doctor.
When you have seen a doctor, you just see the lab coat, someone in lab coat and well dressed, you think that is all about everything. There are still medical students well dressed because when I was going maybe to Millennia, when I was seeing them, the way they were well dressed, I was just like, wow. So it's nice how people students are going like that.
If we want to be serious, it's for the glamour of the thing that we got into the medical school, because that gleam and everything is really far, very far from the beginning. It's graft and a lot of hard work and very hard, very difficult, but rewarding.
I thought that when I would enter medical school, then my life is just set on everything's okay now, I no need to care about anything, and that is not true.
How were your pre-clinical years like?
Pre-clinicals was good and exciting because we had new courses like physiology, anatomy, things that we used to see maybe on movies, and it was nice.
How was your first year in clinical medicine like?
First year in clinical medicine, it was very difficult.
It's traumatizing. It was traumatizing. It was traumatizing for me, yeah.
The first year, difficult. That's the word I'll use, difficult.
No, it's not easy.
It was like I was existing without living. I would say so.
Especially the first rotation, I was deep in it. As we started the first rotation, I think it was surgery and in limbe. So every morning we had to wake up and take the person at 6:30, go to school, go to the hospital, and the surgery limbe is quite intense. The intention was quite intense. So we had to go to school, go to the hospital, at 6:30. Then come back with the person at 1 o'clock, have classes till 5 p.m. If you're on call, you're going back to call. So yeah, it took quite a while to adapt. It was quite difficult. I had the bottom of the food chain.
It was traumatizing for me because I personally, I'm not the kind who learns with a shout. Yes, I'm not that kind. But we went through it, like we've come past that stage. It was very traumatizing, given that you were expected to integrate all what you've learned in pre-clinical years to clinical years, and you're expected to do it right. I don't know, like do it right without stress, which was not really possible, and the terror was like too much.
that was not easy for me because for first I'm francophone, so speaking to people in English, asking someone, I was feeling bored. I feel like, how am I going to ask you kind of thing for this patient like that? Is it not so private for me to know about it? Oh, started to talk in pidgin. I was just like, you are speaking in English, the person is not getting what you are saying. You have to go to pidgin. On top of that, there are expectations that you have from your senior, from the doctors. You have to come out early at 6:30. See your 40 year, you're the first to be to reach the hospital to see the patient before your senior comes. It was not easy at all, especially my first posting that it was surgery in the way. I was, it was not. I still remember those days. I just wanted to disappear on the moment. So it was not easy.
We transitioned from a state where we were very lax, very calm, very cool, to a place where it was almost like military training. So with time we got to adapt, and it was cool.
When you say military training, what exactly do you mean?
Like the rhythm, getting up very late, being in a hospital, being shouted upon by lecturers, being expected to know things that maybe you didn't do or understand properly at the level of the preclinical levels. So that is how the pressure was really high.
At the beginning, but towards the end, obviously, you grasp some concept and you become acclimatized to it.
How was your fifth year experience like?
Fifth year was not that bad, given that fourth year was horrible. By fifth year, I was getting used to the stress. So fifth year was not that bad.
That was my best year in medical school because that's at the end of the fifth year, that's when you really feel like you can do it and you're able to do it. Because the fifth year, that's where everything comes into synthesis, and it's the last year in school, the last year of classes. So at the end of that year, you really feel like you are able to do it.
There was a lot of responsibility, a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders. My 6 years were not really present, and I was the main person responsible for my patient. The transition was hard, but it was a good year.
How did you prepare for the empty exit?
For empty exit, I'd say preparation starts from the first day you enter into fifth year, ideally, even though it's not always the case. So, studying with friends, group studies, personal efforts, sleepless nights are what really took me through.
We had to work by power by force. You were just foreseeing failure if you don't work. So at that time, I got to work. That was the highest time that I can say that I studied. Like I studied, I was really trying to match preclinical and clinical, to be able to understand pathophysiology, to be able to express myself. In fact, it wasn't easy, but then went through it.
How was your CDA experience like?
6th year was very relaxed. I think it's my best year because you're the boss in the ward when it comes to students. It was relaxed in quotes, even though you are really responsible and they won't take any mistake or any error for granted. So you need to be up to the task.
6th year, I started feeling the glory of the previous years, the stress of the previous years. There was a lot of fulfillment, having to go into the field and practice. Such that even when there's an emergency, they're like, dog, where are you? So it was a good experience, I would say, both housemanship and integrated medicine. It was good.
How was integrated medicine like?
Integrated medicine was a nice experience, even though the center I chose was not the best. But I liked the experience of getting to be the doctor at that time, getting to be the doctor on call, getting to be the doctor of the ward, and taking care of patients as my own.
Oh, integrated medicine. That's where you're given the opportunity to explore the field. I did my integrated medicine in Bakusam. I had a big challenge with language, considering that I studied medicine in English and in an Anglophone zone. I just left and went to Bakusam where it was purely Francophone, even though there were a few Anglophones. So at the beginning it was hectic, having to consult. At some point, the patient would stop talking to you and laugh at your French, forgetting that you are the doctor here. But in the end, it was good. I think it helps me a lot to not just learn more about medicine, but to be able to communicate with my patients in both languages. I think that was a plus.
What's your general assessment about the teaching process throughout medical school?
A lot of the work will have to be done by yourself. Like 70% of the work is you. You have teachers, you have teachers, you have some teachers that obviously they will hold your hand and everything. But one thing in medical school that I've learned is that you're supposed to be very pushful. If you're not pushful, you won't learn anything. So a lot of the work will have to be done by you yourself. And you're supposed to be zealous and conscious enough to be able to plug those gaps.
What was your source of income through medical school?
My source of income was solely my parents, and I was doing small businesses.
Uh, Financially, I would say I was totally dependent on my parents.
My parents and family and friends, relatives.
Was it easy to do extracurricular activities to earn money while being in medical school?
Not at all. Not at all. At one point, I even had to, I even had to let go. I had to let go because it wasn't easy for me.
Why is that?
That was because I was trying to integrate the two. It was not just working. If I'm putting in time for this one, I'm losing on this other side. If I'm losing on this other side, so it was not. I couldn't really blend the two. So I had to let go of one.
No, I really would have wished to have more time to have created a side hustle for myself. But school was so consuming, I didn't have the opportunity to do that.
How was your social life like during medical school?
Oh, like I said earlier, in medical school these past 6 years, I feel I've just been existing. At some point, I would try to really blend the two, but it wasn't easy. So to be honest, it's not easy to do medicine and be available for every social event.
Social life. I could say I had little or no social life because, like others will say, when you find the blame, you can find the blame and then see how you can do it. I didn't see that thing.
Let's be from fourth and fifth year was completely non-existent. I think there was no time to do any other thing, so it was just basically hospital school.
Social life. I'd say it's like a descending curve, a sloping curve. First year, second year, third year, I had a social life in quotes, but for the fourth, fifth, and sixth years, it was really difficult. I used to just have to squeeze time. Sometimes you'd rob from Peter to give to John. You take time from school to try and give to your social life, and you have to take time from your social life to give to school. So you just have to find your balance.
If you had the opportunity to change one thing about the medical program in Cameroon, what would it be?
I'd like to change the pedagogy as a whole, the way they take students. A student is not supposed to be treated as if the student is not a human being. Students are in university, they're already adults, and we should be guided more when it comes to our training. Teachers should be more present for us. Even the pre-clinical years, teachers should be more educative, more present, give more efficient lectures.
What would be your advice to any person wishing to get into medical school in Cameroon or Africa?
First, information. Get the information. Don't just look at the internet part of it, the internet doctors, where you see now you think that everything will be very smooth sailing. Now, very, very, very far from that. Get the information. A lot of people get into it because you have the societal standing and they think the money is there. They think the money is there, but yes, the money is there, but far along the line, you have to go to school for long amounts of time. You have to be very resilient, very mentally strong. A lot of people want the all the claim and everything, but you don't want to go to the stress, the grit to be able to get to that point. So get the information and get your mind right. Do it because you want to do it, not because of the money, because along the way you will get frustrated. And there are people that have dropped out because you were not able to do it because they didn't know what they were getting into. Let me put it that way. Get most of the information, and at the end, yes, there's a reward. There will be a great reward for what you do. But the first thing is that you should first of all hold it to your heart. If not, you will not be able to get to the medical training because it's quite intense.
If you're wishing to get into medical school in Cameroon, in Africa, in fact in the world at large, you should seek proper orientation. Yeah, you should seek proper orientation because the thing is, what we see out of medical school is not actually what we see when we get into med school. So I think if you have somebody who tells you all what you're going to see in medical school and you still choose to come to med school, then you've made your decision, let's say rightly, because under normal circumstances you should make decisions with knowledge of both the adverse effects and benefits, not just the benefits.
I would say one thing: good things don't come easy. Doing medicine is a very good thing. At the beginning, you might not have people who tell you all you need to know, like I earlier said, but know that you're going to get a good thing and it will not come so easily. So you should be prepared both psychologically and ready to work hard to get it if that's really what you want.